Hey guys, what's up? It's Jack here with Jack Flash Auto Repair, and I'm working on this damn 300ZX again. Today we are going to be trying to clean up these gasket surfaces and just clean the heads in general. The heads are super dirty. You can see all that crust and dust and mice nests and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these sprockets off, take this front cover off, take both the heads, put them over there on the workbench, and then just get to scrubbing. To help with that, I 3D printed this little razor tool thing, and it came out pretty nice. Put some WD-40 all over this brand new razor, and as you can see, this sits nice and flush and just lets the edge sit exactly the same flatness as the rest of it, so you can just put it on there and just kind of work it down and take your time and just scrape all the main stuff off, and then come through again with like some Scotch-Brite, something super light. Don't want to be taking a ton of material off. Really don't want to be taking any material off. Just want to be taking the old gasket stuff off. So gonna go ahead and get started on that. I will give you guys an update when I get these heads a little clean and get one of these surfaces a little clean. All right, starting to see some good stuff. Starting to feel a little bit more smooth. Just hit this whole thing with the razor, and I hit this little area right here with the Scotch-Brite. You can see it's starting to clear up real nice. All right, I think this looks pretty good. So now I've just got to do this other side. You can see I've hit this area with the Scotch-Brite. I'm moving from this way over, so I'm gonna just keep working my way over. All right, both sides are clean now. Might come back to it later, try to see if I can't get some of these marks off, because I'm not sure about those, but I think it looks pretty good. So here's a look at how dirty the first head is. Pretty bad. Yeah, I'm gonna take this bypass hose off and start scrubbing it down. Okay, so change of plans. These are actually gonna go to the machine shop because they gave me a really good price to machine and hot tank both of them, so that will save me a ton of time cleaning and will give me some peace of mind when I go to put the gasket back on. So that will make it to where all I really gotta do is drop these off. So I do need to pull the camshafts to be able for him to machine them. All right, so since I'm taking these cams out, I went and cleaned everything up. I'm going to use some cardboard to keep all this stuff organized, put it right back in the exact same hole it came out of. You're gonna wanna remove these in the opposite of the torque sequence in steps. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So I've got the cams out, I got the cam seals out, got the sensor on the back there out. Everything is out, all the buckets and everything. So these are now ready to take to the machine shop and have hot tank. Here's how I've got everything laid out. The cams are different, so you don't got to worry about mixing them up. One of them has this little notch and the other one doesn't. The one with the notch goes on the one with the bigger oil passage, the intake side, and this is your exhaust cam. And then these, you want to make sure that you label them, and you're going to want to put them back in the same spot they came out. That goes for really any of this cam stuff. I'm going to clean all of this up, and then I'm going to set this head over by all of its internals. And then I'm going to bring the other head over here and start working on it. So let's clean up. Okay, so now I've got all the cams out and all of the lifter buckets out. I've got everything sorted in such a way that I will be able to remember exactly where everything came out of. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. That ain't good. So the heads are off at the machine shop right now. I took them to 2M Motorsports here in Wichita, and he is going to get them all taken care of. Because as you can see from those last few videos there, in need of some pretty desperate love. So while they're at the machine shop, I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple other things ready, starting with these VTC solenoids. I'm gonna test them, and then this one clearly needs a new harness. This is the VTC solenoid for the right head. It's got a little bracket. Save that. It's just really oily and dirty, so the first thing I'm going to do, as always, is clean it up so I'm not dealing with this the entire job. Got this one all cleaned up, and it sure does look a lot better. This is how it started. Look how disgusting this one is, you know? I'm going to go ahead and clean this one up. As you can see, I've gotten this a lot cleaner and a lot nicer looking. So now they're both clean. I just need to replace this harness and it will be also ready to go. I just got these heads back from 2M Motorsports in Wichita, Kansas, and they did a pretty good job. They ground the valve seats on both of them, ground the valves on both of them, milled the head. I'm getting these washers cleaned up a little bit so I can reuse them, and then I got some new head bolts so I can put those on. And then I also need to hit this with a little bristle disc, nothing aggressive, and never use it on the heads themselves, only on the, this is an iron block. So I talked to the machinist who did it. He said it should be no problem, just don't go crazy, don't go hard in one spot, but you want to get all these spots as possible off. And I am going to also go ahead and use some of this copper gasket. Figured it couldn't hurt anything. If anything, it will just help seal those imperfections that may be in this 33. Actually, this block is only 29 years old. The car is 33 years old. Got that all cleaned up. Same with the thermostat housing. Well, where the thermostat housing would go at least. So, got 4 new pins here. If you need the part number there, it's a 11022-0P500. And as far as putting these in, you literally just put them in and tap them the rest of the way in with a little mallet or something. Nothing super aggressive. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go ahead and do this with one hand, but I've got a little tiny hammer here. You don't need to use a sledge for this or anything. You can see it's pretty squared up with the block. You want it to be nice and straight. And you could kind of hear when it started ringing there. That's how you know it's fully seated in there. So go ahead and do it again. See if you can listen for the noise of it getting seated in there. Make sure you give it a couple extra taps for security, and then you should be good to go. Okay, so I overlooked a couple details, and I'm going to let you guys know so you don't make the same mistake I did. First off, these are not set to a TDC because they just came from back from the machine shop. So I need to set these to TDC before I put it on the block, which I also need to set to TDC. The reason being is the valves will hit each other if I try to set it to TDC while it's on the block and the timing isn't all aligned. So I don't want to bend any of my freshly redone valves. So I'm going to put all these sprockets back on, put the covers back on. I'm putting the sprocket on the crankshaft right now. I'm going to line up all the timing marks before I put these back on. All right, heads on. Now I just gotta do the other one. Alright, so I've got the other head on now. I have been working on it a little bit without filming. I got the oil tree on as well, got that all torqued down. I got these plates for the bell housing, I got that all on. Got the oil pan on. Got it all torqued down. Got new seals on the front and back. I need to put the sprocket here on, and then I can start adding some of the timing accessories. Make sure you put this thermostat housing on before you put this head on. You could do it before you put both of them on, but definitely do it before you put this head on, because there is a bolt right here and it is impossible to get to with this on. Well, I actually did manage to get it in there, and I got it all tightened down with a ratchet wrench right here. There's a little bit of space, but it was a huge pain in the ass, and it would have been 10 times easier if that head wasn't there. So don't forget to do that before you put that head on. I just got this all done with the Scotch-Brite. Gonna do this one next. It's VTC solenoid repaired with a new harness on the end from a donor car. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in once I get all this sanded up. I still need to clean the valve covers. They're sitting over there, so I'm gonna get those all cleaned up. Working on getting these valve covers cleaned. I just scraped all the silicone off of this exhaust valve cover. Now I'm gonna go clean the outside of it and Scotch-Brite the mating surface. Then I gotta do that 3 more times to the other valve covers. And then I'm going to bust out the silicone sealant and start sealing some stuff up. So I'm just using a variety of wire brushes, some dish soap, and some Fast Orange soap. The Fast Orange really helps with the scrubbing. So here is one I just finished. Not perfect, but obviously way cleaner than I started, so. Gonna just keep going. I've got it set up here so I can watch TV while I'm cleaning, because this can take a long time sometimes, so I like to be entertained. So we got the valve covers all on and the VTC solenoids on with new silicone covering the wiring, and everything is looking good. It's been so hectic. All this is happening around Christmas, so I haven't been able to film a ton of this. I'm gonna go ahead and try to end the video right here. In the next one, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting on the spark plug tubes and replace those seals and start putting the water pipes back on. And just, you know, the timing belt will be able to be done because I've got the new harness coming in for the NOx sensor, so I can install that harness, install the intake, put the bearing on the front of the intake that is there for the timing belt, and then do the timing kit once all the water pump and all the other bullshit is on. And then just keep going. Sorry that I wasn't able to film a ton towards the end. It really did get busy. You know, I just kept working. It's hard to sit here and pick up a phone when your hands are all greasy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time.